Hey YouTube, how you doing? Nick Davis, video 2. This video is going to be talking about how to drive the latest cars for cheaper than most of your friends are paying for their cars, and how to always been in a new car, how to get past the taxes, how to get past the depreciation, in many cases how to get paid to drive that car, at least in the beginning, all of that. So back up a few years, I always loved cars. I was getting a new car every year, and every time I bought that car, I had to pay an insane amount of taxes when I first bought it. I had to worry about the depreciation, so you have to put a lot of money down because then at the end of your at the end of your financing, when you trade it in, you don't want to be upside down and have to write a check. You're on the hook for maintenance. You're on the hook for repairs because, like most people, you want to drive a Mercedes, but you can't afford the newer Mercedes. So you buy one that's 4 years old that's just out of warranty. So what prompted all this was I had a 2009 SL550 Mercedes, beautiful, beautiful car. I think in the book value on it was 110,000. I bought it used for $33,000. When I looked at that, you're like, okay, you're getting a 5-year-old car for $30,000. Great deal, right? 110, you're getting it for 30, great deal. Well, that's not true. So in the year that I owned it, in the first 6 months, I had to do 2 repairs on it. I had to buy a battery for it. Not a big deal, but it was a Mercedes battery, so that was $240. And then the second time, I had my alternator go out, which was Mercedes wanted $1,300. I brought it to Goodyear. They charged me $800. After a few months later, something happened with the radiator. Had to get that fixed. I mean, that was like $800-900. So it was every few months something was breaking. Then what the ultimate thing was, I was driving to work and I started hearing all these bad noises. All these lights, my Christmas tree dash lit up. I mean, every light you can imagine popped up. And I'm driving a Mercedes. The guy looks at me and goes, "That doesn't sound cheap." My heart sank. I was like, "What am I going to do?" So they dropped it off. They gave me a loaner car. They called me later that day and said, "We found out what's wrong with it, but your car is going to be about $7,800 in repairs." $7,800 for a car that I spent $30,000 on, not even a year prior. So I said, "Thank you. I'll pick up my car. No need." I ended up bringing it to CarMax and said, "How much will you give me for it?" I brought it to a few different dealerships, and CarMax looked at it. They gave me they were the highest. It was $21,000 they gave me for my car, or maybe it was $22,000, and I accepted it because I had no other choice. I owed $27,000 or $28,000 on it. I had to give my car up and write a check it was like $7,000 and change. So not only did I not have a car anymore, I wrote a check to get out of my car. I did out the math afterwards. I was paying $1,700 a month when you factor in the taxes I paid, the depreciation, the repairs, my monthly note. It was unbelievable. For $1,800, I could be driving a Lambo. So I said, after that happened, I said, I refuse to drive a Honda, but at the same time, I refuse to buy another Mercedes that's out of warranty. So I digged deep. I looked everywhere. I did all my research. And there's actually something called leasetrader.com or swapalease.com. What are these sites? If you have good credit, which is very important, I can talk about that in another video, how to get your credit right. What basically happens is you browse your state, and for example, I've done my previous 2 cars were the first one I did was a 435i BMW. It was a 2014. It was located here locally in Houston, Texas. The car payment was $597 a month, and there were 6 months remaining. And you could drive it. I think it was 1,200 miles a month. Actually, maybe it was 1,800. It was a lot of miles. So I called the guy up and I told him I want to take over your note for the next 6 months. He said okay, but there's a $500 BMW transfer fee. So I told him, I said, I want you to cover the $500 BMW transfer fee and pay my first month. He said, okay, I'll do that, because 600 times 6, he wouldn't be able to get out of that car for 6, 12, 18. It would cost about $4,000 for him to get out of that car, because when you sign on that dotted line on that lease, you have to pay that. The only way you can get out of the lease is either have someone assume it, or effectively you buy out the remainder of your lease and sell your car to someone. It is airtight. So I picked up the BMW, drove it for 6 months. About a month ago, brought it to the BMW dealership at the end of the term. They walked around the car. They said it looks good. And then I basically had to pay a $350 disposition fee to give the car back so they can clean it and get it ready for the next owner. All leases have that. You can actually get rid of it if I was to lease another BMW in the next 6 months. They'll actually waive that $350. So let's look at the math now. So it was $597. He paid my first month and he paid the transfer fee. So basically, I got a $60,000 BMW, because it's a 435, 2014, and I'm getting it for effectively, it was probably right around the $500 a month mark. And when I went to register it, there was most people you would have to pay tax. Well, the great thing about a lease assumption is the owner of the car remains the same. So whether it's GM Financial, whether it's BMW Financial, whoever it is, they're still the owners of the car. You're just borrowing it for a certain time period. So to change the registration of the BMW into my name, it only cost me $70. $70. The taxes on most of my cars were $1,000 or more, $2,000. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, it was 6% times whatever the car was minus net trade-in. It was just too much. So during that time, I had a couple things go wrong with my BMW. Drove it to the dealership. They said, we'll take care of it. Here's a brand new BMW. Came back, bill was $0, car was washed. Best feeling in the world. Most recently, I picked up a 2016 ATS-V spec Cadillac. Amazing car. Sticker on that car was $80,000, and I got it for the note on it is $779 a month. I had the gentleman give me $2,500 as an incentive. He wasn't offering one, but I said, look, if you give me $2,500 to put towards the lease for the remainder of the year lease, we can sign the dotted line. He said, okay, deal. And he was in Dallas. I'm in Houston. So he not only did he do that, he dropped it off at my doorstep. He drove 4 hours to drop the Cadillac off of my doorstep. After all is said and done, my net payment is $580 a month. $580 a month. No taxes. I don't have to worry about any crazy repairs, maintenance. Cadillac, GM, they take care of it. I'm driving an $80,000 car, brand new. It's a year old, and I'm driving it for $580 a month. It is unbelievable. This is the best life hack for car guys I've ever seen in my life. So, basically, $580, $779 a month minus your $2,500 brings it down to $580 a month. And at the end of this lease, give the car back to Cadillac. I'm into another car. Some leases are as short as 6 months. Other leases are as long as they have 30 months left and they went through a divorce. They're moving across the state. They're bored of their car. The Cadillac guy was bored of his car. He wanted a Jeep. The BMW guy moved from Houston to New York City. Couldn't drive the car in New York City because it snows up there. And the car is a rear-wheel drive car. So people get rid of leases for all kinds of reasons. Again, leasetrader.com or swaplease.com. I'm not affiliated or endorsed by them at all. I got sick and tired of losing so much in the car game that I figured there'd be a different way. Absolutely, shoot me, write down comments, shoot me a message, let me know of any questions you have. But if I could give you all any advice, I would. If you want to get a new car every year, every 6 months, lease it. Assume someone else's lease. You don't. The great thing about assuming a lease, you don't have to worry about someone's down payment. Some of these people put down $5,000-$10,000 to bring their payments lower. You as the assumer for the lease, you are winning. You have the control. So you dictate the terms. And because there's many cars for lease that people are giving up, but there's not a lot of, there's a lot of sellers, but there's not as many buyers. So check it out. And if you're in a lease and you want to get rid of it, I would absolutely put it up there and trade cars with someone, do something. Can't recommend it enough. Thanks, guys. Remember, subscribe. Got millions of more videos to come. Lifestyle channel. How to be the best. 2017. This is your year. Follow me, guys.